The final home game of any college football season is cause for celebration. Senior Day, a perfect way to celebrate and remember all of the accomplishments of this group of leaders. Welcome to the home of the BYU Cougars in Lavelle Edwards Stadium in Provo, Utah. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the Duke Blue Devils, taking on another team from the Big 12 in an intra-conference matchup, the BYU Cougars. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. BYU about to kick it off as we get this game started. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. So Duke's offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. And it was a rough showing last week, and it all started with the quarterback, Jesse.
Yeah, he looked lost in that last game out. I thought the defense did a really good job of confusing him, mixing up their looks and their pressure. So no different today. The defense obviously watched the film, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to do the exact same thing and get this guy rattled. So this quarterback, he has to know what to expect early in this one.
If I'm his offense coordinator, I want to get started off on the right foot, man. Get the ground game going. Make it easy, because last week was such a disaster. We want to turn the page. We need some confidence. We need some good mojo. First drive, we need something good to happen early so we can forget about that last week.
Well, give the defense credit, because they're forcing this quarterback to throw into very small windows under duress.
The Blue Devils line up trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40.
Every offensive coordinator in the country, they come in the game, they have a script. They have a couple plays they want to go through to get their team settled in, get down and get in good 3rd down situations, execute on 3rd down. Nice start on this opening drive by the offense.
And the Blue Devils will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. They've got the screen set up. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy.
He lobs one high down the left side. Catch and stride inside the 15. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8.
And how about that? A lot of coaches talk about being aggressive and we're going to take shots, but then they get conservative in the game. But first drive coming out, showing this defense we are not afraid to throw the ball deep. Might keep that defense a little bit more conservative.
They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Now on 2nd and goal. Quarterback will keep it. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
And I love this offense and the way they started this football game. Listen, last week be danged, okay? Forget last week. Nice job coming out, setting the tone in this ball game, putting a long drive together, and getting a touchdown.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. So the BYU Cougars offense will go to work for the first time. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on, they punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go?
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. If the intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. Caught near the sticks. It's Dobbs. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
The Cougars in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. Boy, it was like the defender heard the play call. He was ready for that one.
And one of the things is diagnose and go get it. They saw it, and they went and got it. They were not letting that ball go to the wide side of the field.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. Gets the first one of the day off and hoping he's not as busy as he was in that loss last week when he kicked it 4 times. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. He's going to let it go. Makes the grab at the 30. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. This offense capable of exploding at any moment. Now they're set up inside the 30 with a 1st and 10. Powers forward but stopped after a pickup of 2 to the 24. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete. They've got a ways to go on 3rd down from the 24 as this defense tries to force them into a field goal try. Here's a heat. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure. The quarterback gets hit. Just not on the same page with his target.
Here comes the heat. Snagged out of the air. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a 1st down in the red zone at the 14. The Blue Devils are moving quickly down the field. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. He caught it, and he will score. Touchdown, Duke. Ready to try the point after. A score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Got enough for the 1st down. Oh, he's got some space. Finally corral, but not before. He picks up the first down.
Busting big runs like this is a total team effort. Obviously, the back has to find the hole, but you got to have everybody around them doing their job to make it a good play call.
And everybody around them doesn't just mean the offensive line. The receivers getting their blocks downfield is a big deal, too.
It's a huge deal. We always talk about them catching passes, but blocking is so important for their responsibilities.
They'll line up for a second down play. Guys, time has expired here in the quarter, and Duke is on top. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. They'll go right back to it.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Makes the grab. It's Dobbs. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
Hey, really nice job on defense, too, understanding the situation. It's third down. We're fine giving up completions right there, but we're not giving up the first down. We're keeping the football and the ball carrier in front of us, and we're tackling the catch. Awesome job, and now you've set up fourth down.
Trying to do it on the ground. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down? And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack.
Hey, if you're going to go for it on fourth down and you decide to run the football, you've got to be sure up front that you're going to win in the trenches. They didn't get it done that time. They need to be more physical moving forward. They're going to try to do that again in the same type of situation in this game.
Yeah, and how about the linebacker? You know, you ask him to do so much on the football field to cover so much ground. You don't always ask him to go man-to-man, but when you do...
Trying to get behind the defense. Got it in stride inside the 20. Touchdown, Blue Devils. He got a step and just dusted the field. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Gets it out fast. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Hey, man, this fullback is a weapon. Nice job catching the football and then turning upfield to go pick up that first down.
Gives it on the option. There he goes. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Might as well give it to him again. Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Finds his big tight end. Now the connection takes it to the 11. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. They'll throw on 3rd and short. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Bend don't break by the defense, right? They've allowed a lot of big plays, but here in the red zone, great job in coverage on that 3rd down. And now the offense is in an interesting situation.
The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. never a doubt.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. Everything's been working so far. They've had it 3 times, reached the end zone on each occasion, and now they're back to work. Now improvising. Lets it fly. Got a man in the middle.
Man, this quarterback is having a first half. He's over 200 yards already, heating up, setting up. Dude, this dude might break his career high in passing. I don't know what it is. Somebody get stats for him.
Pulls it in. It's Mung. And just a short and safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down. And the Blue Devils come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. The Blue Devils had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Quick completion on the out route. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Unloads to the wideout. On target over the middle. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. They want to run this quarterback. Touchdown, Duke! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
BYU.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. His drive will open from the 15. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Fires to the tight end. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the right. Got him downfield. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. And the Cougars come to the line in the hurry-up. To the air on 1st down. Using the quick game. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. back to pass. Firing to the right, complete. They pick up the first down. They'll mark him at the 34. Got to be expeditious here. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. BYU coming to the line with 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. It'll be 3rd and long. Right down the middle. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. Well, they've already made one. The holder will put it down at the 38 for a 48-yard attempt. Nestled just inside that right upright. That late-in-the-half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. They go to the ground. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a great atmosphere today in Provo.
And the Blue Devils will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on 4th downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
The Cougars with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They'll give it to the back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going. It's
turning it on. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the 1st down.
I love that play call by the offensive coordinator because on 3rd down, you throw a bunch of wide receivers out there. Everybody on defense thinks you're going to be throwing the football. Instead, you hand it off to your running back, and he shows great vision. He knows where the sticks are, picks up the 1st down. This offense, they've got some momentum going now.
a lot of times you're throwing these slants to the big body guys because they're so physical and they can win with physicality. But when you throw to a little guy like this, I just know he's going to win with his speed. He's got that much quicks. He's going to win, and I'm going to force feed him the ball and let him make plays.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
The Cougars kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Wants to go up top on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's throwing to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
There's the pressure. Safe completion on the screen. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. On 1st and goal, let's see if BYU can score here. They'll try to get it in with the run. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, BYU! Oh, the offense shows some life here and cuts into the lead with that score.
And, man, they needed it. They had to have something to go right. Listen, still down, but this is a great start to get back in this ballgame.
They want to see if they can score the deuce. Snap in the shotgun. Caught behind the line. It's Dobbs. He's not going to make it in, and the decision to go for 2 does not work out. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On the move from inside his 5. And the returner is brought down, but there's a flag on the play. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Looking to throw on 1st down. Gets it to him on the screen. Breaks into the open. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the 1st down.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one...
It's a seam wide open. He stepped out of bounds after a huge play, but hang on just a second. Defense might get bailed out here by a flag. Some penalties hurt a little bit more or a lot more than other ones. That one wipes out a huge game. Offense set on 1st down. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Quickly out to the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. The Blue Devils racing to the line in a hurry-up. Out of the gun, the inside give. Knocked down at the 35 after a pickup of 3.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Sets up the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
Yeah, and I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding 3rd and short, understanding they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play, the defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a 4th down.
This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
That'll be enough for the 1st down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. And the Cougars come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down. Finds his big tight end.
Well, it's a nice job, too, the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
He leaves it with his back. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Cougars. Once he got some room, it was over. An impressive run from the back. Gets him 6 points, good drink of water, and maybe a little oxygen.
He definitely needs some oxygen after that long run, but it looks simple, right? Just hand the ball off, but when you can make big plays like this in the run game, man, does it make offense fun.
28, BYU.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He'll pull it down and run. Gets the first himself. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. That's the end of the period, and Duke has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. And a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Trying play action. Now rolling to the left. Fakes to grab. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
You got to love how they just continue to do what they do. It's the fourth quarter. You got a lead. There's no reason to get conservative. We're a passing offense. Great job on first down. Better job on second down. This offense continuing to stay in a rhythm.
Connection to the right. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. And the Blue Devils are threatening in the red zone. Use the play fake, now to throw. He'll get rid of it. Looking to get it in. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal.
This is so interesting right now, watching this offense stay aggressive. They've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and you're thinking at home, we got to just run the ball and try to bleed the clock.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Blue Devils. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column. PAT unit on the field. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive worked.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
They'll run play action. And he will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
And they pick up just a few on that completion. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Makes the catch around the 50. He couldn't find much running room there. Didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. Looking downfield on first down. Shoots it to the left. Got his man. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. First down, 10 yards to go.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive, and they've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the fourth quarter. They're letting their guys go play. The entire playbook is open to them, and they're taking shots.
And it's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day, man. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead now. Incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football. Don't throw that thing to the other team.
He's got it on the move. Touchdown, Duke. And the pummeling has started. They've now extended that lead, and they're trying to hang on for a Week 12 victory.
Yeah, salt into wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and get me another touchdown.
Here's the return from inside his 10. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Well, here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's good.
He's going to throw deep right side. He's got it inside the 30. Flips the field in an instant, and he has it down to the 25-yard line. And that one is fine. Offenses are hungry for big, big plays. They've got it 1st and 10, threatening inside the 30. Looking to throw on first down. That's reeled in. It's Dobbs. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. BYU with the 1st and 10. The give to the back. Breaks the tackle. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll try the run. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
He is stopped short, and they'll turn it over on downs. Just a crushing blow at this point in the game. This offense is stuck way back in its own end of the field. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. He'll take a deep shot here. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on 1st down, but 2nd down's coming up.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Might be calling a hot route. Back to pass on 2nd down. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. And now this offense will try to figure out a way to move the chains after that 2nd down incompletion. Fires to the middle. Oh, he had his man for a big gainer, and he just flat missed it.
You know, I'll give it to the defense here. Obviously, it has not been their day, and this offense has gone up and down the field, lighting up the scoreboard, but you're still seeing this defense compete. And on 3rd and long, expecting pass, everybody on the same page, get the incompletion. That's something positive that they're...
He's got it in more than enough for first down. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on fourth down. To the air on first down. Pressure coming. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And, man, it can be dangerous when quarterbacks get outside the pocket. They can stress your defense so bad. You better chase them. You got to keep running as hard as you can and try to get to him before he can throw that football, and especially square those shoulders up. Nice job.
Gonna let it fly. And he's got it inside the 35. And that tackle almost certainly saved a touchdown after he ripped off a huge gain. Wants to throw on first down. Unloads to the right. Picked off. That's number 15 on the year. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback.
It's a fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. There he goes. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Blue Devils. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
Well, it's a great job by the receiver getting open and making the catch, but now you got to secure the football. You know there's going to be guys coming trying to rip it free. They did it. They scooped it. They scored. That's a play he's going to learn from.
No backs with the quarterback as they line up for the 2. From the gun, looking for a man. And they almost came up with that pick in the end zone. What a stop that would have been. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. From inside the 10, here he comes. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Wants to go up top on first down. Oh, they're after him. Ball's incomplete. They fought to the final whistle, but that's going to do it.